Yo, I'm IAmDatYoungBull, back with some Black Ops, and I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys asking me how you can pick the perfect girl. And that's actually a really good question. I'm going to help you with that in this video. But before you pick the perfect girl, you have to know what it is you're looking for in a girl. And by that I mean if you're talking about a hookup or a fuck buddy or a short-term relationship or long-term commitment, all those different things are going to come down to which girl you're going to pick. So first things first, in terms of a hookup, when you're at a party or whatever, obviously if you're just looking for some action, you got to pick that chick with the shortest skirt, man, because she's just down the fuck trying to have some fun. Probably knocked a couple back. Just make sure you wear that condom, homie, because you're not trying to get those STDs, because that's just a little nasty. If you're looking for a fuck buddy, and by that I mean someone you can hook up with on a regular basis, you got to pick a chick who's cool, someone that is not going to be jealous that you're not going to be committed to her, because that's what a fuck buddy is. You guys are just having sex and shit. You're not committed. You're not dating. So once you find a chick that you want to bone, who wants to have your bone, then make sure she's cool with it. You have to be very direct. You cannot just assume she's going to know that that's what's going on, because that's how broken hearts happen. And the last thing you want is for some chick to get a broken heart and then trash your reputation, and that just eliminates your chance of getting the pink taco for a very long time, depending on how severe it can get. So the last thing you want to do is have your reputation trashed. So if you're going for the fuck buddy, just pick a chick who's gonna be chill. When it comes to a short-term relationship, you got to pick a chick who you're mutually attracted to, both her to you and you to her, and a girl who cares about you, a girl who's able to satisfy those short-term needs, and by short-term I mean 6 months or less. Obviously you'll be able to tell this chick because she's not going to be putting you in front of everything else in her life, and you're not dying to talk to her all the time. It's just the kind of chick that you like, you want to spend some time with, but you really don't see yourself committed to her in a long term. And there's nothing wrong with relationships like that. Just make sure that you're picking the right chick, and you don't want to end up going for a chick who's looking for a long-term relationship either, if you're not ready for that. And you can usually tell those chicks, because they're the girls that they're pretty confident in themselves. They're not usually hooking up with guys all the time or going drinking at parties all the time, because they don't need that. They don't need a guy. So when they finally do find a guy that they're interested in, they're going to be committed to him for longer, you know what I'm saying? And chances are they'll be more willing to show some PDA, and they'll be more on the cutesy side. They'll be wanting to give you hugs and kisses and hold your hand and shit. So if you're coming across a chick like that, who's always trying to tell you how much you mean to her and always complimenting you and stuff, chances are she's more looking for the long-term relationship. So if you're not looking for that, you might want to stay away from that, because you'll get caught into a long-term relationship situation, and then you're going to need some great breakup tactics, which are going to be topics of a future video of mine. But when you're going into the long commitment relationship as opposed to the long-term relationship, that is when you really need to start setting your standards. And the most important thing is the chick who's going to put you first in her life. And by that I mean when she has an opportunity to go, to the movies or go shopping or some shit, or just whatever, whether it's with her family or her friends or whoever, she's going to put you first. She's the kind of girl who will stay up late into the night talking to you on the phone or on webcam, and she always wants to hang out with you, and that's because you mean something to her, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't mean something to her, she would be spending that time doing something else. So if you come across a chick like that, she is definitely a winner in terms of a long-term relationship. And like I said, if you're not down with that, you need to tell her straight up as soon as you can, because if you find any chick who's giving up time and even sleep to be hanging out and talking to you, then she's obviously very committed. Even if you aren't dating yet, she's trying to show you that she's committed. And the last thing you want to do, like I said, you do not want to break hearts, because chicks will talk, and unless she's a chick of really good integrity and she's not trying to ruin your reputation, girls are going to talk, and that's going to look badly on you, and that is just going to sharply decrease your chance of getting any women in the future that she knows, especially if it's her friends or whatever. So you got to make sure, if you're breaking up with chicks, that you're doing it in a good way, and you got to make sure that you're following this guideline, so that way you can get the chick you want, and more importantly, you don't get the chick that you don't think she is. So, by that I mean, if you want to hook up, buddy, you're not going to end up picking the chick who's in it for a long-term relationship and she's going to get hurt. And if you want someone for a long-term relationship. You're not going to get some chick who's just looking for a hookup and then you end up getting hurt. If you follow this outline, it's going to be cut and dry. You are always going to be able to get the girl you want, and it's just it's really simple facts, guys. So if you're looking for that fuck buddy, you got to find a chick who's going to be really cool, who isn't going to be jealous, who obviously you think is sexy. If you're going for that one night stand, you got to pick that chick in the short dress, son. The chick who really isn't going to give a fuck, who really doesn't think that highly of you and you of her. You're just trying to have some fun for the night. And in terms of relationships, obviously it just goes accordingly. You'll be able to tell by the chick how attached she is, and by the way she treats you, whether she's looking for something short-term, long-term, or even a really long-term commitment. So with that said, guys, hopefully this helps you get that pussy, and more specifically, get the woman possibly of your dreams. And with that said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a favorite if you loved it. As always, subscribe if you want to see some more dating tips, some prank phone calls, some sexual stories, stuff of that amazing nature. And make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. Links in the description.